relics of the ancient past. Chaos rises, shadows cast. A force of nature, wild and free, bringing worlds to their knees. Waters rage and cities fall. In his wake he conquers all. Chaos reigns, his power untamed. In his wrath none remain.
Alright, everyone, we are back for more Trails into Reverie. Last time we pretty much did more Lloyd's story. We went to we took down some people that were trying to stop us from reaching the town, and Crossbell and Lecter actually showed up, and stuff like that. So yeah, just to let you guys know, this is going to be the last part of this set, meaning the next part you guys will have Xenix and stuff like that. But well, yeah, last time we were talking about not only Lilo and Stitch, but we were talking about Disney as a whole, and stuff like that. But yeah, the Snow White live action that did horrible. And it's because of the fact that they were trying to retell the story in modern day. You know, and that, I mean, I agree. From what I've seen, I will give Disney props for, changing it up a little bit, making it more modern, trying to be more original. I will give them that. But still calling it Snow White, still trying to do the original movie and stuff like that. No. It doesn't work for the modern day. Yes, the only real movie, live action movie, and again, I haven't seen the second one yet, so I don't know, but the only one that actually did good from what I've seen is Maleficent, which is the Sleeping Beauty, live action. And it did really good, and then, there was a sequel and stuff like that. Again, I haven't seen the sequel yet, so I can't judge. But I'm pretty sure that the sequel did pretty good and stuff like that. At least I hope it did, because I really liked the first one. And yeah, it was still the same story a little bit. Like Aurora getting cursed, and she was gonna die on her 16th birthday, and stuff like that, But I love the fact that, they changed it to her actually meeting the prince. The prince didn't work out. And then Maleficent, her actually having a bond with Maleficent, not knowing that it was Maleficent who cursed her until later on. And then Maleficent actually, caring for her, because, the animated version wouldn't have done that. So I love that, and I love the fact that, they changed, and gave her more, more backstory, like we knew that Maleficent, like the one from Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that, the animated one, we knew that she was a fairy, but we didn't know where she was from and stuff like that. And yes, that worked back then, but you know, the fact that people wanted to know where, you know, about her and why she became the way she is. I mean, yeah, we could see that, you know, that she had a legit reason, you know. She fell in love with someone like normal, and they ended up betraying her, taking her wings and stuff like that, you know. And so the fact that, you know, she still the resents him, you know, and that's kind of why she cursed Aurora. And what I do like is that they didn't like change Aurora's name like in the animated film, you know, when she gets taken by the fairies and has to hide in the cavern for or the cottage in the glen for 16 years. You know, they changed they changed her name from Aurora to Briar Rose, which again, I understand why they did that back then, but they didn't really need to do that, and stuff like that. And I'm glad that in the live action they changed that, you know, and they didn't give her like a name, and what was like, they didn't change her name, they just kept it and stuff like that, and I like that. And I do like the fact that, you know, Angelina Jolie, who voiced Maleficent, that her actual daughter at the time actually played baby Aurora, you know. And I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know that, but yeah, that's a. And it was very hard for them to film the baby Aurora scenes, because the actual baby wanted to be around her mother and stuff like that, and she had to not be she had to act like she didn't like being around her daughter, which again, and for a baby that's kind of difficult, because, you know, with so I give props on that. um so I'm like, when I found that out, I was like surprised. Okay, treasure chest. But yeah, if you guys are curious, what my number one character in this franchise is so far, I would have to say, as of right now, because I've played, you know, Cold Steel 1, Cold Steel 2, 3, and 4, and I've, you know, met and interacted, you know, with going through these games. think I think I don't really know if I could say that I actually have like a number one favorite, but I would say that I really like Joshua in Cold Steel 4. Um I like I like Laura Like if we have to pick a class 7 member, if I have to pick a class 7 member, it would be Laura. If we have to pick a character from like the Sky trilogy, it would be Joshua. If we have to pick one member from the SSS that I like, I'm kind of liking Ellie, and stuff like that. And that kind of surprises me because I don't really like, like the gunner people. Like, I didn't really like Machias, and I don't really like Muse and stuff like that. But if we have to do like a character from the Crossbell games that we've met throughout the Cold Steel franchise, Cold Steel games, I would say that my favorite would have to be Risha, and my least favorite would have to be Lloyd. Now, there's nothing wrong with Lloyd. I will say this right now, because I know that people are gonna get on me. Oh, Nazo, why do you hate Lloyd? He's great, I'm not saying that he did nothing wrong and that he did anything bad. It's more, he's not my cup of tea, like there's other characters that I prefer over Lloyd, if that makes sense. It's not that I dislike him. Trust me, he would have to do something major for me to hate him. Because at this rate, you guys know that I hate Crow, George, and Prince Cedric. I hate those characters. And the fact that, Lloyd didn't do anything that drastic. He hasn't done something that drastic for him to be on that level. So I would say if I have to rank him right now, he's a C tier. If we had to go from S to F, I would say C tier. He's mid. Again, nothing bad against him. It's just I haven't seen his full potential. I haven't played, the Crossbill games where these guys originate from, and you're supposed to play those in order to because that's where they shine, and you would like the character more if you played those. But I will say that C tier is not bad. It's more middle line, like they would, if I played the Crossbell games, I would say that he would probably go up to B tier or A tier. But because I haven't played those games yet, I would say C tier. He's not going, if I ever do a ranking video with characters and I get to Lloyd, he would not go into F tier. I will tell you this much right now. The F tier would probably mainly go towards George, Crow, and Cedric, pretty much. Because those three characters have to do something amazing for them to get out of F tier. Crow's almost there. We'll see on the ending of this game if because what he did at the end of 4 helping Rain and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a step in the right direction. Same thing with Milliam, because Reen had to go off, well, what he thought by himself to get rid of this curse and stuff like that, and then Milliam and Crow go off with him. That's a noble thing, and that right there pushed me to start to like Crow. If he keeps doing stuff like that, then I would say that Crow would probably go in. I would say he would go into C tier if he keeps going that route. Funny, if you think about it. As for George, he would have to do something big as well. I mean, I liked George when we first saw him in Cold Steel 1. Then in 2, I hated what he did in 3, becoming a villain, almost killing Angelica and stuff like that. And, being a villain, helping helping the norms and, the Black Workshop and stuff like that. I hated that. And then, him trying to end himself because he thought that he was alone, and then Angelica, out of all people, ended up saving him and telling him that he needs to live and redeem himself, and atone for his sins and stuff like that. That's a way to go, Angelica, and that's kind of what George has been doing, as far as I know, for, I'm thinking, this entire game. I don't know, we haven't seen him yet, but yeah, I would say that so far, Cold Steel, that those characters have a better chance of being redeemed and getting out of F tier than Cedric. Cedric, I don't care. And I didn't think that this was even possible at the time, back in Cold Steel 1. I thought no one could beat Crow, going through being C and a terrorist and all that stuff, like what he did in Cold Steel 1 and Cold Steel 2. I didn't think that someone could be as low and evil and deceptive like how he was in Cold Steel 1 and 2. Yes, he was redeeming himself a little bit when he got changed back, because the whole beginning part of him, quote unquote, being dead, and then finding out that he's not dead, but he got changed into Siegfried, and then we had to save him and change him back to Crow. But then him, being Crow and helping Reen in the group in Cold Steel 4. That's a big step. Would I forgive Crow at this point? Maybe. Maybe. It's not, but I wouldn't, but when that whole thing with Cedric happened, and we didn't know it at the time, but when he got pushed into Testarossa in Cold Steel 2 and got trapped into Testarossa, that's what triggered him from being the kind boy that we knew and loved at the at up to that point, to the current evil jerk that he was during Cold Steel 3 and Cold Steel 4. Reen and the group might forgive Cedric, but I haven't. He would have to do something major, even more major than Crow, to get out of there. Because he hurt major people. And then let's not get into the true big villain of the entire franchise up to this point, before up to the end of Cold Steel 4, which was Gileath Osborne. Oh, I mean, I get why he did it. I mean, if I was in his position, I would somewhat do it as well, but at the same time, I wouldn't have gone to the same lengths. I mean, yes, I'm a father myself, and yeah, I would have done anything, and I would do anything to protect my son, but that's not the point here. I wouldn't start a World War III, start a rivalry with people, and try to end the world. And that's pretty much what he did. And then on top of that, trying to burden the responsibility and trying to save the world that you were trying to destroy to your son. That's kind of low. Oh, and not to mention, he was trying. The whole reason behind the Iron Bloods thing was to replace Reen. So, yeah, that's the whole reason behind the Iron Bloods, behind him making the Iron Bloods, and him trying to, get certain people on board, lying to them, so he could get them under his thumb to control them. And that's what happened with Prince Cedric. Prince Cedric pretty much loved Gileath Osborne and would do everything that he would say. He was Gileath's puppet, total puppet, and I hated that.
Please forgive me, Lloyd. It's not Cecile's fault that Kira isn't here. Not at all. It's entirely mine for abandoning her.
I'm sorry if I'm not, I'm playing the game, I'm paying attention to what's happening on screen, but I'm not really into the whole what's going on here.
You are Kia? I've been looking for you. Yeah, Cecile should be somewhere nearby too. Please, he'll be fine. Reach us with him. Now come over.
Okay, so this is explaining what happened with Kia. Yeah, which is the green-haired girl, which is the Zero child.
Where are you?
Oh, the no,
Grandfather!
that's the grandpa. Oh, shoot.
I'll be fine. We'll see each other again soon. I promise. There are other people who need you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I could have ran to her voice and grabbed her hand, but I chose not to. I don't deserve to call myself her guardian, or even be a part of the SSS.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Us, us. No, I disagree, Ellie. I disagree.
It's going to be all right, Ellie. He is just fine. I'm sure of it.
Why can you be so sure?
We've done nothing but force hardship on her ever since we returned from the Azure Tree. When we fought for our home's freedom, she stood by us and helped however she could, despite being separated from her best friend. And never once did she not have a smile on her face.
That's true.
No matter how hopeless things felt, he never stopped smiling for us. She never gave up. We were the ones who swore to protect her. And there she was again, being the one who protected and supported us.
Yep.
Just like always.
You're right.
Now, this part here with how Lloyd is being.
We were only able to continue smiling ourselves because her smile was giving us hope. I think that's exactly what she was trying to do the day we were separated too. I'll be fine. We'll see each other again soon. I promise. There are other people who need you. I couldn't see her face, but I could feel how desperate she was to encourage me, even though she must have been so
I
scared.
feel. This is why I kind of like Lloyd a little bit, but I prefer Reen because Reen does this better.
We both know she's even stronger.
You know, giving the team a pep talk and cheering them up and stuff like what he's doing now. Yeah, I do, and again, he's accepting everyone, even when Reen tried to blame himself for bringing on the Great Twilight and stuff like that, and Lloyd's the one that told him no, that he saw Reen as a person that's trying to fight it. Like I
And I think deep down,
I like that.
there was a helpless child that needed
And that's what's making me like Lloyd, but I prefer Reen more than Lloyd because Reen does more better at doing these pep talks and stuff like that than Lloyd. But again, I haven't played the OG games that they're from yet, so I don't know.
too much for us to do right now. The only way we're going to manage is by taking it one step at a time. He had told me she would be okay, and that there are other people who need me. I'm going to place my faith in that. I'm sure we'll be reunited as long as we stay the course.
That's the spirit.
There you go.
Before our paths cross again. So we don't want to disappoint her when we meet up.
Right.
We owe it to her as her guardians. And as her friends.
This is so like you, Lloyd. Always encouraging me when I need it most.
Exactly.
It's been this way for
See,
a
that's
while.
what I like about Lloyd, but at the same time, Reen does it better.
Even when I decided to
At least from what I'm seeing.
during the occupation. Sometimes I wonder if the only reason I've been able to keep going these last few years is because I knew you were with me. Words can't express how grateful I truly am.
I'm flattered, but I don't think I did anything particularly special. I've known
I'm loving the fact that this entire cutscene has been voiced.
and I know you'll make Crossbell and the world a better place. So I'm do whatever I can to give you a push in the right direction if you need it.
Is that the only reason? I hope the reason you look after me so much isn't just for the good of Crossbell.
I thought it would sound cooler if I put it that way. But you got me. I think my feelings are a little more straightforward than that. I want to do what I can to help you realize your dreams because you're Ellie. You're important to me. That's the real reason.
See, he likes Ellie and Ellie likes him. I feel like between the Crossbill group, I feel like those two are the canon relationship, kind of like how Reen and Elisa is.
Not even getting our home back.
Because nothing ever is. And I'll be right here to tell you as many times as it takes.
But yeah, I like Lloyd on how what he just did there, But again, Reen does it better. And I know you guys are probably like saying, Nazo, Lloyd came first before Reen. And you might be right, but the thing is, Zero and Azure, they first came out in Japanese. They weren't English until later on. The events might be happening before Reen and stuff, but a lot of people didn't, to my knowledge, didn't know about Lloyd and stuff like that before Reen, before Cold Steel 1. But again, and because of the fact that, Cold Steel 1 had Reen and had, and showed what he could do with as a leader and all that stuff, I feel like that's kind of why people prefer Reen over Lloyd. Again, I haven't played the Zero and Azure. I'm planning on playing them as long as they don't come back copyrighted, but we'll see. I'm hoping to God that they don't come back copyrighted, because I would love to play, go back as far as I can, with the older games and work my way up again. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I was only able to get halfway through Sky First Chapter, and I'm hoping that the new Sky, the remake that's coming out, that I'm hoping that does not come back copyrighted, so I can finally say that I finished Sky 1, and hopefully that will do good, so we could get Sky 2 and Sky 3. And that's kind of why I didn't play Sky 2 or 3, because of the fact that if you're going to be playing a game, you got to play at the at the beginning of a saga. You can't play at the middle of a saga and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, I could play Zero and then Azure, because that is a duology. I would have to play Zero first and then Azure. But then I could do that. But and that's kind of why I'm gonna be going to Daybreak 1, then Daybreak 2, and then Beyond Horizon, aka Daybreak 3, because of because Daybreak 3 because that because yeah, I could technically play Beyond Horizon before the Daybreak games, but then I would get confused because that is smack dab in the middle. That would be like me playing Cold Steel 3 and then going back to playing Cold Steel 1 and 2. You know, and you wouldn't, or watching like episode 22 out of 42. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. He got shot at the
It's good to see you again, Ellen.
Yeah. Okay.
Why are you doing this?
What possessed you to play a part in such foolishness? Did you not learn anything from your short-lived presidency?
So he was the president before Ellie's grandfather?
Back then, my daughter played me like a fiddle. But this time, I am following my own convictions. And that is what led me to join the new unified government. You hopeless fool.
Oh,
How can you truly believe that this is the right path? Surely you can see.
Looking at you and your friends now, you don't stand a chance against the Supreme.
Oh, he's giving me villain vibes. Ugh. Yeah, that dude. Are we actually gonna have to fight that guy at some point? Okay, so that's something. I didn't expect there to be a flashback like that. Right. Okay, so the flashback. What I just realized though on the flashback there is that was more. That looked more like there was no different coloring on the flashback there. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so they ended up leaving. Alright. So ended up leaving. Okay, so that's a nurse that's helping healing the grandfather there. Let's see. Oh, they almost got shot there. You gotta really be careful where you're going in this area. Because one more step and one of them would have gotten shot by that Okay, is that a letter? Okay. Alright. Oh, yeah. So it what it so so they ended up getting a letter from Keisha. Yeah, there you go. And Oliver. That's impressive. But he's so does that mean that they're they're like actually together or something? Because I remember in Reen's route, we're trying to find we're we're trying to get him. We're for Reen. We're trying to find Olivert. We're trying to find Olivert, and so I guess Lloyd's trying to find Keisha. So does that mean that Keisha and Olivert are together? Like in the same area? That would make things a lot easier. Okay, so let's try this fishing. Okay, so let's keep reeling that in. Keep reeling in. Come on. Don't stop being stubborn. Come on, you fish. Get it. Come on. It it can't be that difficult. There we go.
It's a nice catch.
Okay, at least we got a fish. I mean, I've tried to do it with Reen a few times, and that was a pain in the butt. I've never really liked the fishing aspect in these games, except for in Cold Steel 1. Yeah, proceed. Okay, so Lloyd got a. Where did he get that mirror? Okay, so he got a purple mirror. Where did he get that mirror? Okay. What? A glowing light? Okay, is this how we're gonna. Oh, Reen?
The conditions have been met. The road to where all may gather, to where destiny avails itself, just at the horizon.
Who is this?
Power,
I don't recognize the voice.
illusion that mirrors the real world, and extols its endless possibilities.
What? Okay. I guess we'll find out what happens next time with Reen and Lloyd, apparently, because Reen was there. Is that how we're gonna get into the into the Reverie corridor. Is that how it's gonna work? Is that where we're going next? I don't know, but find out next time here on Reverie. Thank you guys again for watching. Make sure you comment, rate, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss a video from me. And I'll see you guys next time for more Trails into Reverie. Goodbye, everyone.